Hello there. Today I'll be creating an oil painting called Connected and taking a closer look at our relationship with social media and each other. For the most part, I've been off of social media over the past year, and I took the time to reflect on a few things, including 5 questions that I'll be sharing with you today. I hope that asking yourself these questions will lead to some clarity. Question 1. How do you feel after spending time on different platforms? When was the last time you got off one of these apps or sites and felt grounded, calm, or inspired afterwards, as opposed to feeling distracted, restless, or even overwhelmed? Do you see yourself getting sucked into comparisons with others or just feeling plain negative about yourself? This can also feel like pressure to conform in some manner, to look a certain way, buy something, or maybe follow a trend. The total session length here is a key factor in how you feel afterwards. As they say, the dose makes the poison. And if you're on social media for a hobby, like art, pay attention to your ratio of consuming versus creating. Are you spending more time browsing online versus getting practice in real life? For me personally, I feel better engaging with long-form content over short-form content, all other things being equal. So for the same session length, I get more out of one in-depth YouTube video versus scrolling endlessly through posts and clips. Question 2. Are we more in tune with the genuine reality of others? When you see posts about an event or life update, are you getting deeper insight into the truth of the situation, both the good and the bad? Are you seeing the full context of that person's journey surrounding that one post, or are you consuming a carefully curated highlight reel? I wonder how authentic or staged many of the moments on social media even are. In both physics and sociology, there's a concept called the observer effect, which states the mere act of observing something, be it a situation or person, can disturb reality and change the outcome. And people do change their behavior when they know they're being watched or they're trying to document something in their lives. Question 3. What do we truly want when we share on social media? And dig a little deeper here. What are your hidden expectations or secret desires? Wanting to share your stories and creations can quickly slip into trying to prove something to the world and craving external validation. On many of these platforms, the external validation that we want often gets reduced to a number of likes, followers, upvotes. But what do the numbers signify? Typically, lots of time and focus on a platform, but also a strong marketing focus, being in the right niche, keen awareness of algorithms, possibly chasing trends, being an early adopter of new features, or having an entire team helping you out. People assume numbers are objective, but you can't see all of the factors behind the scenes, and you also can't tell if someone is using social media in an unhealthy way. Even if you get the numbers you want, are they translating into something in the real world, like more true friends and passionate fans? In the business realm, vanity metrics refers to numbers that look great on the surface, but don't translate into any real sales or customer loyalty. This is why I find comments and direct messages to be much more meaningful in building relationships online. Question 4. How much content are you actively choosing for yourself? If you're using social media to get something from the world, news and entertainment, a distraction, or maybe you want to explore and find a community, then are you using these platforms like a tool by searching for specific topics that interest you, or is the majority of what you're seeing picked for you by an algorithm? Is it possible that you're in a bubble of sorts? All of these big platforms are collecting an unfathomable amount of data and using sophisticated algorithms to determine exactly what to show you next. And while this may not bother you for entertainment, what about for news or gray areas? Do you want to be served up more of the same? And is the information you're getting even relevant or useful in your life? For example, many people are aware of national politics and international events. But what about local happenings that impact you? Question 5. How did we connect and share in the past? For millions of years, the majority of human history, we lived in small tribes of 20 to 40 people and focused on deep connections. Everything happened in person. Even after the agricultural revolution 12,000 years ago, we mostly lived in smaller settlements with tight communities. Now, I'm not trying to romanticize the past, but historical perspective is useful in grasping how quickly our world has changed. It's only very recently in human history, the past 30 years or so, that we've become hyper-connected. And when it comes to sharing today, I wonder what it does to our psyches to be aware of thousands of other people in our similar realm with similar goals. Does it make us feel like we're competing on a global stage and make us less appreciative of the special people in our lives who do support us? To be clear, I do think there are some amazing aspects to social media, like the fact that I get to connect with you right now, even if you're on the other side of the world. Or how you can find a community that truly understands you in a friendly corner of the web. There are so many new ways to learn, work, and entertain ourselves today. I just find it valuable to reflect on how social media is impacting us so we can try to use it in a healthier way. I would love to hear your thoughts on these questions, so leave a comment and we can have a discussion down below. Take care, and I'll talk to you next time.